Morning, Jason. My friend Mark and neighbor and fellow blogger. So
Hey,
he's
nice to meet
joining us today, the last minute. And I think I was going to go somewhere, but it's raining, so I decided to go live instead. So we got a few people watching. We'll wait till they join in. So what you can do is you can get this thing called StreamYard and go live.
you.
And
I've
then
seen that
comments
before.
come here. And actually, I can add you onto this deal.
I haven't got I'm monetized, but I haven't done the PayPal or bank information, so it's no point for me to even do one of these right for myself.
Yeah, you can do it just if you want to chat with me.
But you don't get your
Yeah. There we go. Good morning, John. Say hi to Mark.
Hi, John.
Good morning, George. Me and May are doing good.
I grew up in Ohio, Cincinnati.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. My son's, I don't know. I haven't heard from him. So thanks for asking him. Think about him all the time. Yeah. Well, you know, I had plans today, but guess what happened? Started to rain. Good morning, darling. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming along. I've never been to India. You ever been to India?
I've been to Goa and I've been to Mumbai. I was in Mumbai way back in the 80s when it was called Bombay, one of the dirtiest cities I've ever been to. And I've had a lot of friends from India too that I work with.
Oh, is it a hotspot for COVID?
I used to live in St. George, Utah, 9 miles from Arizona. I like the Southwest.
Gang in California's here. Good morning, Gary.
I used to live in San Diego. Utah, I love Utah.
I was telling them that I love Utah too.
Lived there in St. George for 15 years. I used to own the Outer Limits skating rink, and if I was moving back to America, I would move to Utah.
That's interesting.
I love it.
You know, you and I never talked about this.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Truth in lending, but I've told these guys that I think I'd go to Utah. It just seems like a nice, friendly, family kind of town.
St. George, you could be in Vegas in an hour and a half.
True. Hey, Dave. Thanks for coming along. Fisher, what's going on? Yeah, still we should go to pick flowers. She ended up walking for like 2 hours or something like that. Yeah, the last comment maybe give you my contagious laugh. Darren, what's up, buddy? Can you mod for me? Or not? I kind of like putting them up there, you know? Yeah. I didn't see his speech. Did you see his speech?
His speech.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't understand the word because it wasn't all in English. Basically, I think we're screwed. I know one thing. He doesn't want to mess with China. He's decided to play nice with China.
Is that right?
He decided that the Philippines is not going to war with China. That's the big news.
Nova Scotia, Canada. Thanks, Darren. We appreciate you. So Darren is going to be what's called a moderator, and he's going to be able to see comments.
Oh.
And so there's a little time delay on all this. And so if somebody comes up and wants to know something vulgar about my girlfriend or your girlfriend, or just, you know, some nasty.
How do you know? You have to show me later how to do that. That's cool.
Well, he does it on his end, and so it just keeps it, you know, clean.
It's nice of you doing that there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we try to keep YouTube as a community, not a competition. You know? Good morning from Guam. That's, I guess, where we head if we get sick. Long Island, what's up, man? That's what I said. I said you may want to let one sneak through. I kind of enjoy it. To be honest with you, it's when the trolls. Speaking of trolls, it's when the trolls attack other people that I just want them deleted. Like they go after Baby May, or if they go after.
My girlfriend was crying yesterday. I thought I was getting tempo. And I finally got the truth out of her. She'd watched some comments on a video we did together on my channel, and somebody said some really nasty things to her. She was crying all day about it.
Yeah.
It literally broke her heart.
Yeah. Well, the Filipinos get very. I think that's the number one set off for a Filipino. Is what does everybody else think?
Yeah.
What do the neighbors think? What does the world think? It's the comments, it's the perception. And May was the same way. But May's gotten tough as nails. Now she just brings.
I told her, I said, you have to have a thick skin if you're going to be on YouTube.
So what's the name of your channel? Let's selflessly promote it.
Every man has a story. Every man has a story. And I'll be interviewing guys like Paul, guys that have been here in the Philippines for a long time, and why they came here, and what happened once they got here.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Longer interviews, like half an hour to an hour.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about doing a lot of things that I never do. But I was thinking about starting a separate channel. But that would be a totally different vibe. Let's see. Did I skip anybody? Well, we hope you can make it, Brian. You and a lot of other guys are looking to come out.
Yeah, the thing is, when are there going to be visas available? Like, we've got a friend of ours who's got to go home because his father died,
Okay.
and he doesn't know when he's going to be able to come back. Like, I've heard maybe December, maybe January next year. Nobody knows for sure when you'll even be able to get another tourist visa.
Yeah, well, here he is. He's got a life here. He's got a girlfriend here. He's got an apartment here. And his father passed away. And he was going to leave Friday, and now it's next Friday. So we've got his companionship for another 10 days or so. Okay. So I think he's going to come on, and we're going to do a little one-on-one on the channel. Yeah. Kind of talk about the experience a little bit. Hey, Jim Burns. What's up, buddy? Good evening from Puerto Rico.
My favorite place. Been there many, many times. Love it there. Great restaurants, incredible mall too.
Yeah, Mark was on cruise ships for most of his life, so he's been everywhere. Yeah. You must be talking about Duterte? I don't know.
I hope he does.
I hope so.
We need it.
Yeah, I see that. I see that it's just sort of like anything goes.
Yeah. Oregon's a beautiful state too.
It really is.
It's one of my favorite states.
Joe's from Oregon.
Yeah, I agree with it. Thank you.
Well, we hope you can come out, Randy. Yeah, Baby May is having a bad hair day. I skipped comments. Ohio was the name of the famous ship in World War II that stayed in Malta.
Malta's a great place. I've been there many times. I love it there. Really interesting.
Did not skip comments. What happens when you put a senior citizen in charge of the computer? Hey, Alan. Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Awesome. So today, any particular place in the Philippines you can recommend
Here.
Well, we like Dumaguete. It's
Valencia.
It depends on what you want. I mean, some guys need big city, so Cebu, I guess, but that's crowded. And it depends a lot on your income, your age, your stream, and all income stream, and all that good stuff. Mark works online, and so he supplements his income by having conversations with some of the places.
People all over the world, Cambly.
Yeah,
but I talked to a lot of guys who've been all over the Philippines, all over the world, and they settled here. So I'm lucky that the first place I came was here. I'm going to stay here at my home base, and when the virus is over, I'm going to see the rest of it. Clearwater,
Yeah.
what a beautiful place, Florida. Love it there.
Yeah, that kind of mirrors my thing. Is once now that I'm settled in here after 3 years, but I do want to bounce some islands. And May I've mentioned wants to go to Palawan, so I'd like to
Me
go
too.
see that.
I really want to go there.
I want to go to Bohol because I
I've been
understand
there.
the roads are really nice and it's going to drive the
Mhm.
island. And that's the problem out here is the roads are a little funky. So
You see how they fixed our road though?
yeah,
Nice job, huh?
yeah. It's only been needed for about 5 years. Hey, from Phoenix, what's going on, Dave?
Beautiful city. I love Phoenix.
We hope you can come out, Brian. Barbecues with the hot chick friends have made. Well, yeah, we got to get the hot chicks over here. Yeah, May's been hot on the freaking on the uploads. There you go, Mark. See?
I'm glad I got it though. I get a lot of compliments on that motorcycle, and it's running fine. And it's fun to have something a little bit different. But it's kind of overkill to have a 400cc here. Like the fastest I've ever go is like 40, 45 miles an hour. I mean, usually you're going like 5 miles an hour behind a tricycle and a truck spewing smoke in your face. But, it's fun to have.
Well, we took our scooter and day before yesterday. It was stalling out, and so they did everything to fix the stalling out part. And I was going to go back yesterday, and fell asleep. So there you
It's
go.
so cheap to get your bike worked on here. I've had major things done to my bike that cost me like $4.
Yeah, they
You know,
did.
it's so cheap.
They did what they do. They did a oil change, a gear oil change. They replaced the spark plug. They cleaned out the fuel injector, and then there's a computer chip that needs to be replaced. They had to order the part or something. But anyway, it cost me like $25 for all that stuff. But it took 6 hours because they went to lunch.
Hope you sell your house. Good luck with that. I've heard there's going to be a housing crash in America, so probably selling your house now is a good thing. Like, the sooner the better, with the economy the way it is.
So Daniel just discovered the
Thank you,
channel and
Daniel. I
likes it.
appreciate that. Thank you. We've got some new videos coming out. I'll be interviewing Thomas again about his catamaran that he built by himself in his backyard and sailed all the way here to the Philippines. That'll be interesting. Also, his son.
Good morning. We need to interview you. You're here in Dumagetti. Good.
All old guys have at least one or two good stories. That's what I found out. You don't get old without having a story.
Let's see. I think I jumped. Hold on a second. Look at that. I think I did jump. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Yeah, the statues. I mean, here's my thinking on all that is the way I remember it was, let's say there's a statue and it's controversial or a plaque or anything. I think that there's two sides to that debate, not just one. So the people that don't like whatever it is that's standing there, they just tear it down. But the other folks don't get a word in it. So back in the day, they used to say, we're going to have a town meeting and everybody would go to the local high school auditorium and they'd talk about it and debate it. And then if the statue was offensive or the plaque or whatever, then it was decided by majority, not just by whoever's standing there at the time. And you don't just tear something down because you don't like it. Let's see, is there any particular place in this movie you can recommend to retire? Well, that's here. Here's this. Okay.
Oh, he's going to be doing a new video. Maybe today I'll be filming it. about he's built two boats, one sailboat, then he built a catamaran many years later in Germany. Took him like 8 years to build it, did it all by hand. Then him and his wife sailed it, and it's all over the world, and then they ended up here in the Philippines. So I'll be doing a video about that, also showing some photos of him actually building the boat, inside the boat, and quite a story. He's a really interesting guy. I mean, he's super, super smart. The guy can do. He's building this place we're living in right now.
Yeah.
He can do anything. His name's Thomas.
Yeah. He's a great landlord.
He's a nice guy too.
He's just a nice man. He's smart. You know, he's been here like 36 years, and he told me the other day. He says, "I've lived here 36 years, and there's 3 people I like."
He's a little crusty. He's a little crusty. If you're on his good side, you know, he's a good guy.
You gotta love a guy like that.
But it's like
and I know where he's coming from.
While they're building this place, you have to drive across the lawn to get to our apartment. So there was a great big rock there.
Right.
And last week, Paul hit the rock, coming back at night, and he mentioned it.
I didn't say a word.
Somebody else told him about it. Someone mentioned it to Thomas. The next day, there was a guy there with a sledgehammer, smashed up that rock. I mean, it's a huge boulder, under the ground. Knocked the whole top off it, leveled it off. And then some people complained about the road getting in here. It's like a dirt road to where the paved part is. They're out there yesterday all day long. Guys working, smoothing the road out.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. They take care of us here. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, when I hit that rock, May actually flew off.
Yeah, you were lucky. You got a lucky break. Didn't get hurt.
Hey, Larry, how are you, buddy? Hear about the button you can put on for visiting the Cayman Islands? Skip 2 weeks quarantine. Oh, a button? Was that like a tracking button or something? Get me on one of those.
Thank you so much. Thanks, John.
Yeah, that was when you went to Manila.
Yeah. If I had any idea what I was going to go through, I would have bought a Honda. I had no idea. I was a novice. And, I'll just go there and get it. I'll just put it on the ferry. It'll be easy.
Say, everybody likes your motorcycle, buddy.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, man.
Love your candy, by the way.
Yeah. Need to get you on the show since you're here in Dubuquette. Larry? Hi from Texas. The Filipinos prefer white expats or brown. Okay. They're colorblind, man. They just, there's not, I've witnessed prejudice here.
I've got 2 black guys that I know that one lived in my apartment in another apartment complex. The other one was a friend of his. They both had Filipino girlfriends. So
yeah, it's colorblind.
I think it's saying they're insecure about their own skin color. It's not about anybody else's.
That's
their
right.
own skin color, and it goes back to the Spanish. They named us how Negros Oriental and Negros Occidental because they thought the people were darker, and the dark people were sold as slaves, and so they were afraid if their skin color was too dark, they could be sold as a slave. That's why they're afraid of it.
Yeah,
that's where it comes from.
Yeah, no, if you're an expat, they just black, white, brown. They just find you interesting.
Yeah.
They don't really differentiate. And yeah, so
they look at us like we're a purple cow or something.
Thanks, Larry. We look forward to you guys getting out here finally. I know a lot of guys are chomping at the bit. Hey, American had married a Filipino family. That's the way here. No. Well, yes and no.
I can explain that.
Okay.
My understanding is you have to have been married for 10 years. And after 10 years, if you've been married to her for 10 years and you pass away, she's eligible for a percentage of it. If you've got another ex-wife, which I do, who I was married to for 10 years, then I think they both get a percentage. It's not like they split it 50-50, but they don't get the full amount. That's my understanding. Also, I have 2 children, both grown, but one of them is autistic. And so she gets like $600 a month for life, but it doesn't come out of my Social Security. It's something extra. So I think she does, and it doesn't affect you or affect your ex-wife if you've got one. So That's my understanding, that after 10 years, she would get something. And then if you have children, they would get something too.
Well, that differs from what I understand, but I'm gonna let that one go. Thinking about moving back to the Philippines next year, didn't get it down at the top of my list. Thinking something beachfront. Well, that would be down one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for Mark. Eminem and Darren are good friends. Yeah, hi Ben. What's going on, buddy? California, my hometown. Hey, so great she did my song Strawberry Wine today. It was awesome, awesome. But listen, very good, Jem. Gracie does a great job. She's a short province girl. I always try to promote her on here. I sent her, I got her email yesterday from her fiance. So I forwarded a guy requested from me to ask her. So anyway, long story short, I just forwarded her email. I love it up in Valencia. I really do.
So it's cooler up here than in town.
Just the weather
Yeah.
is worth the price of rice. Thanks, Darren. We appreciate you, man. Darren's always a good supporter. We try to support him. He's got Darren's travels, so he's in America though. What is up? What's up, Mark?
Not much. Came over to visit my friend Paul. Kind of quiet today, teaching online today.
So I have plans today to go re-interview two people, two really popular people that have been on the show before. And it's raining like a big dog outside, so I just don't know. Yesterday got canceled because of rain, and hopefully today it'll lighten up. So I got a place to be at 12:30 and another place to be at 3 o'clock, and I'm hoping I can be at both of them.
This thing about the tracking device, I can't believe the Philippines is that sophisticated when it comes to technology. I mean, they can barely take a credit card here. You can't even buy gas with a credit card. So imagine you're going to have a tracking device for tourists. I just can't believe they would have that.
It's in Cebu, and to me, it's just for show or for money. You know, it's just another way to generate revenue. Because he's right. You know, it's a cash society, and so.
You need to track your phone somehow. You know, everybody's got a phone.
And what's the point of tracking it?
Yeah.
I think we all know. After 6 months in the fill at Raphael, how you doing, buddy? There you go, Mark.
Basically, I'm a novelist. I write books. I got 2 books I'm working on. I've got one that's on Amazon called The Souls of Duma. And wrote that a long time ago, but it's still out there, still making money. And working on 2 more books. Now I'm doing YouTube as well, so not making any money at it, but it's something to do.
Yeah, want to get rich, don't start a YouTube channel. Yeah. You're right, Eminem. Down is the best. The beaches out here in Dumaguete itself are kind of funky looking, in my opinion. They're rocky, they're kind of brown. They're not really, I want to go lay on that beach.
Yeah, but there is a marine sanctuary here that's kind of nice,
And that's out towards down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, how you doing? I hope you're feeling better and back to work and everything's going well. I think you started sent me a video clip the other day I watched. It was good. Expat clubs. They got
there's a Facebook thing in there. I don't want to call it a club, but a Facebook group.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups. What do they play? What's that game? That game they play at Bad Bob's?
I don't know. I've never
That
been
card game. They got a couple of. They got one of my neighbors plays. What the hell's the name of the game? Cribbage. And so there's like 7 or 8 guys to get together. They play cribbage with one another. But as far as clubs, like a motorcycle club, got a motorcycle gang. No club. Hopefully next March. I thank you for watching our channels, by the way.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking in January. What are we in August right now?
Yeah.
Almost into August. So you got August, September, October, November, December. It's 5 months. I would think that within 5, 6 months they'd have a grip on this thing, or it would burn itself out by now.
Or they give up.
Or they just, say, okay.
There's nothing we can do about it.
No. I don't know. You know that, the answer to that question?
Unless there's been some kind of like volcanic eruption and it got blown away, I assume it's still there.
Old guys, young girls. Coming from a guy with no picture. How dare you call Mark old?
Tampa, I love Tampa, beautiful city.
Hey, John Baker, how are you? Let's see. Houston, Texas. Thanks. Welcome aboard. Well, hi there. Keep calling us old. What's up with that?
I know, you're 65. I mean,
What makes us so old?
yeah, we're both the same age, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember how depressed I was when I turned 30. How depressed I was when I turned 50. I thought life was over.
I think it's just get started, man. Hey, David, Tampa.
Just tell her you're going out to buy some beer and don't come back.
Yeah, exactly. You need anything? That's funny. Oops. Jump. I always do this. Okay. Man, I didn't like this thing jumps. Let me get back up, kids. Sorry. Or, oh, there I was. Okay. Hey, did you consider an old Yamaha or a Honda? Make an awesome cafe racer. I think
Yeah.
it would be readily available.
I looked around, but there's just not a lot of selection here. I mean, you might find like 4 used motorcycles that are anywhere decent at all, and then again the paperwork. If the paperwork's not right, if they haven't registered it properly, it can be a nightmare to put in your name. So, sports. The guy that sold me my bike, everything was kind of messy, but it was all still there. It was there. But you have to take it down to the police department. They have to stencil the numbers on the bike to make sure it wasn't stolen, and there are all kinds of things you have to do, to get it registered. Smoke test. Even they got trucks here blowing out black smoke. You got to take your motorcycle back and have it tested to make sure it's not polluting.
Yeah, I thought about that. There's always, you hear about the screaming deal about the guys leaving town and going to buy his motorbike. And sometimes I wonder how much money are you really saving, just in energy and time.
Yeah.
When you go down to the dealer and you just buy it and they just do it and it's over and done with.
You want a new one, for sure.
It's brand new, and then it's cost you $300 more than if you got the so-called screaming deal.
By the way, in Cebu, they got a lot more dealerships and more choices. Like you can get Royal Enfields, and I think you might even be able to get Triumphs. There's one called Borelli, which is a new bike you can get over there, and they'll ship it here for you. But it was out of my budget, like 400 cc's, even 250s. They were like 7, 8, 9 grand.
Jeez.
I paid 3 for mine.
I just think Tim and Getty, if I get another bike, I actually might get smaller, just because it's just easier to buzz. I just buzz around. I don't do the island tour, Like, I just can't drive the bike for more than an hour straight without getting numb hands and arms and all that. And I always said if I wanted to do the island tour, I just rent a car. Well, he's stronger than I am.
Well, that's the thing about a motorcycle. When you're in heavy traffic, my hand gets sore through the clutch because you're going stop and starting, and by the time I get home, my arm's sore.
Yeah.
The scooters are so easy to drive.
Well, you know, when I was in Sikikor, we rented scooters. And they were little 125s.
Yeah.
And they were like nimble.
Yeah.
You know, they were just like,
Yeah,
you could get out of the way and you could get in, you could goose around.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking about it. Well, I mean, I don't regret buying the gay little scooter, but it's a 150. But if tomorrow I had to buy another bike, I'd probably get like a Beat or something like that.
Yeah, they're good.
And,
The Honda Scoopy was a great little bike, but it was just too small for me.
and it's heavy too. It's kind of bottom heavy. But I don't know. For me, it's just ease of parking because we don't do a lot. When we get on the scooter, we just do get it's only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, you just zip, go back, and that's that. Yeah.
You need a bike though here. You can't go without transportation.
You know what I can do is I can get a link later when this uploads, and I'll put a link to Mark's channel here in the live stream.
Every man has a story.
Every man has a story. I don't know what that means. I married a Filipino. I've been to the Philippines many times and all over. Thought about retiring in the Philippines, but now it's healthcare. My humble opinion is it's lousy. It's cheap. It's okay if you got a cold or if you want to get a checkup. If like I've had some skin allergies and different things, that's been fine. But if I was to have a major medical episode, I wouldn't be comfortable. So,
A lot of people go to Thailand, but I've got really good coverage back in America. So I've had quadruple bypass surgery, and so if I had more heart problems or something else, I would go back to America. You know,
I agree.
I think that's what I would do. I'm paying for it. I might as well go back.
I agree. I'll give you an example. Is I had a heart attack in 2010 in California. And long story short, which is actually a short story, within 30 minutes, I was in the hospital, stripped down, on the table, and by 45 minutes from calling 911, there was a stent in my heart. 45 minutes. And no heart damage, no nothing. If I had a heart attack right now with Mark here, it'd be 45 minutes. Just
So there's no 911 here. It doesn't exist.
I mean, what would we do?
We have to call an ambulance.
It's raining.
Explain to them where we
I
are.
got a strong feeling that if I had the same heart attack right now, I'd be dead. That's just, there you go.
And when the ambulance comes, there's no medics on board. It's just guys who load you in there. It's like open. It's like a gurney in the back, and that's it. These guys are not, what do they call them? EMTs. They're not EMTs.
Yeah, they're not.
They're just guys.
They're not trained. They're just dudes. So anyway, that's the scary part. In other words, medical, dental. I'll go get I need to go to a dentist.
Dentists are good. I've been to the dentist here.
Dentists are great.
They're great. It's cheap.
And cheap. I love that. Dermatologist. I found.
I broke a tooth. I needed a crown.
Mm-hmm.
I had a crown put in for $140.
Yeah.
It would have cost me $1,500 in America.
Yeah. So
that's great. No problems at all.
The nicky-nacky stuff is good. I mean, if you have something simple like dandruff or anything like that, they can, they can look in the book, they can look on the computer, they can figure out what it is. Sometimes your medications can run you a lot of money.
Yeah, I pay more for my blood pressure medicine here than I did in the States, way more.
I was misdiagnosed with one thing. It cost me $500 before I changed doctors. And medications cost me $500. But it is what it is. Let's see, Paul, I have a question for you since you were a finance manager. How many years make money in the back end when they offer 0%? Okay, well, 0% actually is through, in my case, I work for Ford. So that would be Ford Motor Credit. The dealers actually still get paid $200 for that contract. The dealers then make money also on any additional products that get sold. And the 0% sells a whole bunch of cars. So,
there's very little negotiation on the price of the car if you're going to take the 0%. Don't you get a better chance?
It was like that when they announced it. I think Lee Iacocca came up with 0% with Chrysler back in the day. And it was just a smashing success. But American consumers have gotten very educated via the internet and being able to shop deals. And the dealers don't band together, they fight one another. And so what one guy won't do, the other guy will. But 0%, you cannot go wrong, and you can still negotiate the price. So
Yeah.
it's a good story in the beginning that, hey, you either get this or you get that. But no, you can still negotiate. Did Regis die?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 88, I believe.
I would love Regis still.
Yeah, good guy.
He died. See, I don't watch the news over here. I had no idea. Wow. I loved him with Norm Macdonald. He did The Millionaire. Jim Burns is going to come over and be on your channel, Mark.
I'd love to have you on, Jim. Anytime. You tell me when you're here, we'll set it up.
Let's see. Hello, Paul and Mark. Enjoy your time here in my province. I'm from College City. Currently living in Manila. I still have to book you. Only checking Mark's YouTube channel. So there you go.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a bunch. Well, that's good. Don't take any of it seriously.
It helped me too. I watched other channels. You know, like I met Paul online before I came here. He was, I was still back in the States when I came across him. Enrique, you know, Gio, all these guys.
Let's see. Just get Bill Stewart. Okay, so we have much chat. Too hot in Arizona, I can imagine. We got steaks out in the freezer.
It's hard to find good steaks here, though. That's one thing. They're very, very bad luck finding beef of any kind in the Philippines.
You guys get an echo? I don't know. Let me know if you do. Sounds good on his end. Okay. Somebody else said echo. Well, I don't know.
I think you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah. Echo meter.
Valencia and Negros Oriental outside of Dumaguete.
How are you out there? Let's see what's going on. Yeah. The way to get a hold of you is thinking about moving money to the Philippines.
That's it. Just send it to me, and I'll take it over there for you.
There you go. How do you send money? Let's just answer the question.
I just take it out of my my ATM card. That's what I've been doing. When I bought the motorcycle, I used Zoom. Zoom is associated with PayPal, so they're really good. And I use PayPal with Canada. I get paid with PayPal, then I just send it over to my bank in America and draw it out over there. So that's what I do. You can open a bank account here, Paul, after how long? A year?
Well, it depends on which manager you get.
Yeah.
So I think it's 6 months. You have to have 2 pieces of ID.
Yeah. You got an ACR card. You got to have that.
Yeah. So I don't use the banks out here. I have BDO. May's got a bank account. Very proud of that. Personally, what I do is I spend $11 once a month, and I just zoom over my monthly budget and in my name. I send over dollars. I take dollars. I bring in dollars, and then I exchange it at the current rate.
Where do you get the money at? How do you get it?
Cebuana. Okay. I'll go on my phone to Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll say, okay, I want $1,500.
Yeah.
That's my monthly budget.
Yeah.
Slide the send. It sends the money. It gives me an ID number.
Yeah.
10-digit number.
Yeah.
And then I just go to Cebuana or Mueller or BDO or any of the pawn shops in town. There's a place in the mall. And you just fill out, you say, I want a Zoom form. And you fill it out. And it's just name, address, phone number. Who's the sender? That's me. Who's the receiver? That's me. How much? 1,500 USD. And then they peel off 1,500 USDs. And you got that in your hand. And I can choose to change 500 or all of it or none of it. I can just keep the 1,500. But right now the rate's getting below 49.
Yeah.
It's like 48 and change.
The peso is actually a strong currency.
Pesos, I mean, our dollar is dropping and the peso's going up, or vice versa. We're not getting as much money. That's the bottom line. Let's see, we're going to get a little chicken.
I'm hoping they'll start eating them now. They can't have cockfights anymore.
Yeah, he's a good guy. and
His wife's a sweetheart too.
yeah,
And his son.
yeah, and his kids. They're all good people.
His son's here from Germany. They're twins, and one of them is here. He's a super nice guy.
There you go, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have said that guy was my friend. He's just my neighbor, and I knew he'd been telling all these weird stories, you know, to the other neighbors. We had a table out there. We'd all sit there and have coffee, and he'd had all these stories, and I decided to have a YouTube channel. So, wow, this guy will be interesting. And so that's why I interviewed him. But halfway through, I realized he's bullshitting about stuff, and there's things that there's no way, it doesn't make sense of story. And I also think he is guilty of the crime that what he sentenced to 10 years for, being with underage girls, because he wasn't angry about being sentenced to 10 years in prison. I would be furious if was innocent and sent to prison for 10 years. I would be so angry. And he kind of accepted, like, you know, okay, well, eventually I got out. Like, I would have been bitter. He's not bitter, so there's something else going on there. I agree with you. He's a weird guy. I don't live there anymore. He's still there. You know?
Native chicken. Nobody likes native chicken, but they're smaller. I'm sorry about that, Ken. Get out of that rut.
Great movie, though. Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh, there you go. 10 days instead of 14. See, they're starting to shrink down. I'm standing by my January prediction. Of course, I've never been right. So you can. But my friend Tom Sullivan brought his dog. He had to go through, you know, I guess you just call the airport, the airline that you're doing. Say, I want to bring my dog. And then tell them you take it to the Philippines. And there's got to be somebody there that can tell you what. I don't know. I mean, I never brought a dog over. But the answer is yes. You can bring your dog here. Again, the hoops that you got to go through, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some paperwork involved.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And some money.
How was it?
Yeah. What was it? Yes, the button. It's a tracker and who you came in contact with. I think it's silly. I just think it's
Big brother, you know. That's why we came here to get away from stuff like that.
It's just crap. It's all a bunch of big brother shit. Motorcycle from hell. Well, that bike's really nice, but the trip was from hell.
Yeah. Lucky I'm alive.
Yeah. One little thing I heard about this virus is that, I don't know if it's true or not, but it made sense to me, is that if the virus kills its host, then it dies too. So it's morphed into a weaker version just to keep the host alive. Who knows?
I talked to doctors, told me there's like 6 or 7 different viruses out there.
Well,
Many strains.
What I'm not hearing is how many people are dying. And so if everybody gets sick, I'm thinking big deal. Everybody stays home for a month. I'm convinced you had it. I had it. And May had it.
I had it for sure.
Back in January. You remember when we were all sick?
Yeah.
I came home from Vietnam. I had been with
We got it at Why Not. I'm pretty sure because right after Why Not, like a week or two later, we all got sick at the same time.
So there you go.
We'd only been there one time. There was a bunch of people down there.
Yeah, and I've been around a bunch of Chinese people in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it happened, but him and I were talking. This is the first time we've ever said anything about it. But and May,
He was sicker than I was.
she was sick as a dog for 6 weeks. And we had the classic symptoms. We were all coughing like crazy.
Sweating for your
Sweating,
dry cough,
fever, the whole enchilada. And at the time, nobody knew what it was.
Yeah.
And I got treated. We went to the doctor. Me and I went to the doctor. They said, "Oh, you have an upper respiratory infection, both of you, at the same time." And so we got a Z-Pack, I think, for each of us, and did nothing. So, yeah, we just dropped it out. Yeah, we'll check. We'll put a link in here for you. I got to wait actually till after the stream. It takes like a while for the computer to do its thing, but we'll get a link in there. Good morning, Paul and host. You watch it here. Okay. Greetings, man. Greetings. Nice to see you again, lady. Always like new people. All lives matter. That's true, including the healthy. Thanks for being there with us, Darren. I've been married 6 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's. I should have had that on film for you guys. I hit that puppy good too.
Yeah, I was in the pool. I heard it.
Bottomed right out of that brother. Hey, Robert. Thanks for coming along. Here's Eminem. Are you plain or peanuts? Eminem. The audience needs to know. Hello, ladies and germs. Pennsylvania. Interesting. I always like talking to people from different parts of the world. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, when I said I had a 4-cylinder instead of a 4-cycle, really educational.
That's all right.
And there's always modifications that were done to the engine before I bought it from the original owner. I have no idea what they were. They put a flux capacitor in there or something. I don't know what.
Okay, there you go. Married over 9 months for survival benefits. The 10 years is for spousal benefits, no matter if dead or not.
Oh.
So that's news to me, too. What I had heard was that in order for May to get my Social Security, she would have to be living with me in America for 5 years.
And
maybe they're both right.
I heard that if once we die, that they don't have to be retirement age, that they got it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my understanding is if you were to have a child, the benefits go up 50%.
Yeah.
So using round numbers, if you're getting $2,000 a month, and May and I had a baby, that would go to $3,000 a month, and the baby automatically gets something.
Well, there you go. Well, you can do that.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Right after you do.
And that's a lot of money.
Right after you. Yeah, $1,000. I got a lady out there and trying to get some time now. I'm planning on putting your way once again to do the 14 days. Oh, okay, good for you. So you found love online, and you're going to come out and meet her. That'll work. I really liked your bike.
Oh, thank you. I just put out there yesterday.
That's what my understanding is, Angelo.
That may be true. I don't know. I mean,
that's just my understanding, because in the Philippines, see, the thing is the Social Security number. That's what I read. And I researched it on Social Security website, but that was years ago. Hi, Brian. Thanks for coming along. She does a rock star job. Short Province girl, okay, if you aren't familiar with who she is, she's 4'7". I did an interview with her. You can catch her on my channel. And there's a link to her channel there. And what she's doing now is she's doing songs for people for $25. And she'll spend all day getting the song. It's not like she just sits down, sings the song, and takes the 25 and off she goes. She works on it all day. And a lot of times she doesn't know the song. So she's got to listen to it over and over and over again. And she works at it. She earns every nickel. And she's
great idea.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that for guys that let's say I'm in America and I'm talking to baby May long distance, right? And I want to do something for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Short Province girl. I'd send her probably $5,
mm-hmm.
and I would have Short Province girl sing her a song specifically from me. Mm-hmm. Here, nice romantic gesture. You know what I mean? I wouldn't.
They still make travel checks.
I
I haven't seen those in 30 years.
You know,
I don't think they would take them here. I can
Cash
see going
is
to the
king.
market with a traveler's check. I
Yeah.
want to buy this pineapple.
It's just,
I couldn't have bought my motorcycle with them, I'll tell you that.
I was shocked. You know, when I lived in the States and I went anywhere, gasoline, 7-Eleven, whether I spent $3 or $300, I used my debit card.
Me too.
I just swiped it, and I never had cash on. I think I had a maximum of $40 on it one time. That would be it, cash, and it would be in my pocket for 3 or 4 weeks sometimes. Because no matter what I did, I just like. Then they had that quick pay.
Yeah.
You just go boop, 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 and it's in your out. Here, you got to have exact change.
You can't. If you have a big pickup truck, you got to pay cash for gas. You can't. I haven't seen a gas station yet that take credit cards.
Yeah.
Even at the grocery store, when you do pay with a debit card, they write it down like on a piece of cardboard, like the lip of a brown box. They write something down there, and then they have a book they put it in, then they write it on a piece of paper, then they put it in and swipe it, and they enter in a bunch of stuff, and just to use a credit card.
Just to use a credit card. And you get dipped on the credit card. I did that at Hypermart.
Yeah.
I went there and we overspent. I didn't have enough cash, so I just gave them my debit card, and it cost me like an extra $10. So,
An extra $10?
yeah, because it was an international fee and all that.
Really?
It wasn't a local bank.
I got to stop doing that.
Yeah. Pay attention. How far from? About 20 minutes. You know kilometers? Do you know how far it is in kilometers?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I'd say I think it's 8. Not that far.
Seems far. I mean, if you look at it on a map, it looks like it's forever.
That's because you drive slow.
It's true. So retirees, yeah.
There's less now. A lot of people, nobody's coming here at all. So the population of expats in the Philippines is going down. Many guys have left, like our buddy's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, next Friday, he's not getting replaced by anybody because nobody can come.
Right.
And so, what do you think? Like over the past, say last year, maybe 50 guys would come every day to the Philippines. Now there's 0 coming. So I would think rents are going to go down. It's going to change a lot of things. We're going to make this even more.
The dynamics are
the dynamics are changing.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Brian.
you. Thanks.
We're going to wrap it up in exactly 2 minutes. So we'll go 15 minutes. It's raining. I got the feeling I'm not going to do anything
That's
today.
a funny comment what John just said. We just hire a Filipino to follow you around everywhere you go. That's the way to do it. That would actually make more sense. And you would employ people. It would probably be cheaper. You're brilliant, John. I love that.
The way it's raining, I don't think I'm going to leave anywhere. We can just hang in there. Yeah, I am. You haven't forgot my suggestion during the dating game. That would be awesome. I got to find a tuxedo though. You know, the light blue tuxedo.
I could do that. I've done game shows before on ships, so I could be able to do that.
Well, we're moving over there. Paul, you should start selling wheelchairs and diapers. Oh, what's become now? Hey, Jenny, what's going on? That's my buddy Jenny.
I met her.
Yeah.
She was over with AJ's.
Oh, yeah.
I met her. Yeah. Nice girl.
Yeah,
I've
very
seen her
nice
channel
girl.
too. Really good.
Good channel.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Ron. Always nice to see you, buddy. Panorama City, that's where I was born. How you doing, Barry? Local time is 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah, I play Pong every day and it's fine.
Keep making fun of our age.
I know. What is
diapers,
that?
wheelchairs,
You're just jealous because we're here.
Yeah, they're there. Darren's ahead of us. I don't have a camera. I use my phone.
Yeah.
Low tech, low expectations. That's me. does the street Viagra work? I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes you've got an erection for 4 hours, you know, if you got to go to the doctor, get deflation.
Yeah, it's involved.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. I did have the red oats and other ones. It was pretty bad.
What should people less?
Oh man, everybody seems to be stuck these days. Oops. Let's see. I just jumped. I went way behind. I'll get there in a second. Okay. Wow, how far behind did I get? Tijuana, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, you should walk over there from San Diego.
Again with the old. Yeah, I could do a roast. Want to roast you?
Sure, why not?
That's still on my efficiency. It's over. Well, you should come over, shot, as soon as things open up. We just don't know when that is.
Really cool. It's really good down at the Marine Sanctuary. I was just down there with my girlfriend 2 weeks ago. Really nice. Water's warm, lots to see. Doesn't cost anything. No, not yet, I don't think.
Fly out.
Yeah, you can fly out. You can fly in.
Morning, Phil. Hey, Barry, how are you, buddy?
We don't adapt to it. We just stay ourselves. They adapt to us. No, it's like they're just very welcoming, you know. So it's like when my girlfriend and I go out, like she wants Filipino food and I want American food, you know, she wants what she wants and I have what I want. And we take turns cooking different things. You know, I think you have to be flexible.
I've learned, I just learned things are not going to change.
Right.
And so, like when I go to a restaurant, I use this analogy a lot. I know it's going to take a while to get my food. I know it's going to, I just know how, I know how to order. I mean, I know how to order a sandwich. I don't say I want a sandwich and a Coke. I say I want a tuna fish sandwich. And I wait for them to finish writing tuna fish sandwich. And then I say, and then they look at me and I go, and a Coke. And they write that down. So those are the little things I've learned. Looks great, man. Okay. Okay. Want to buy a Suzuki pickup? Is the insurance and tags costly?
Not really.
Mm-mm.
No.
Neither one of us own a car,
Yeah.
but the tags and the little bit of insurance that you get.
I remember pamphlets. I've had plate. You have to have your plate made here.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like 250 pesos something to make the plastic. You
Yeah.
break sometimes. You're paying to have the plate made nice before the.
Yeah. We don't. Neither one of us have an
car.
actual license plate.
Yeah.
We just got the number, and then you go down to a place, and they make it out of wood or plastic.
Yeah,
or
any
whatever.
print shop can make your license plate.
Yeah. They just need the paperwork.
Yeah.
Bronze and hot. Talk about bronze and hot. That's you. Sort of, kind of, but not really. They still got days. they're getting bored with it. So the checkpoints, you come up to a checkpoint, sometimes they just got an ass chewing, so they're really paying attention. And then other times
Sleeping.
they're at fault, they're just eating lunch. So we're bouncing around. Things are starting to open up and people are just going and it's just there's too many people here to try to control.
I went to the mall yesterday. They didn't ask me for my quarantine card. I had it on me, didn't look at it. You know?
Yeah. So they're just starting to lighten up. One of the things that you had to overcome when you moved to the Philippines. Barb, what did you have to overcome?
Power outages.
I had to overcome the weather. That was the biggest thing for me. I have no idea what my gas mileage is.
I don't either. Mine gets terrible gas mileage. I know that, but back in America, I had an Infiniti FX45 with a V8 engine. It got terrible gas mileage too, and only ran on premium, so I'm used to it.
So I think I spent $10 a month on gas. How much
Good more than that.
You got to your bike.
Yeah.
It's good to be with you, Curtis. Thank you. I'll try to run through this manual bicycle. Yeah.
Good luck.
Notes of an undocumented citizen. I don't know if we're talking about that. Yeah, I did Apple Island a couple times. I'm not a diver, but we've gone out to Apple and snorkeled, and they got the turtles out there. And yeah,
I'm a scuba diver. I haven't done any diving yet, but I'm going to.
Down is very popular. Yeah, roll tide, huh? That's Baby May's t-shirt. Hey, Michael, what camera do you use?
I use my Galaxy S10.
Those are our cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's counting? Well, you're in good shape, Phil, because by then everything should be squared away. You'll be good to go. Give us a call. Hello. He's doing a lot of uploads.
Thank you. She's going to be doing a video about her childhood on my channel, maybe today.
There you go.
Anytime. Coffee.
Anytime for
We
coffee.
both love coffee.
Yay, Miss V Diary. As good as your last heart attack. Sure. What about gynecology? Some of these things I don't even understand.
I don't know. I haven't been to one in a long time. So,
Yeah, that's kind of true, Ben. One of my first impressions when I moved out here was I was back in the 1950s. I saw the gas station attendants and just
a friend of mine went to buy a computer, and he looked at the box on the computer before he bought it. It was made in 2017. They were charged $800 for it. Wait a minute, this computer's old. Yeah, you can. Bill Health. It's very inexpensive.
a lot of people bored. It is reality, Bill. You know,
That's true.
there's just you get to a major, you have a major event or a major accident, you're not in the right spot.
No. But we've both seen guys who actually have terminal diseases. They could be home in the hospital in, what do you call it, a hospice, and sit there back here. They want to spend their last days here.
Yeah, they're dying.
That tells you something. And they would rather die here than go back to America.
That's right. They're terminal. They know they're terminal. they've gone back to the States, they got checked out, and they did what they could do, and then they just came back here. Is the single mom still single? Yes. Sidecars. I can see trikes.
Oh, Harley Davidson with sidecars now.
Oh, HD,
Yeah,
that's
no.
what he's talking about.
No.
Yeah, God bless you, Steve. 27 years. I did a little over 30. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Mike was the guy that started my channel, actually. Kind of. He showed my first video on his channel. I've been to Thailand, and I agree. State of the art.
Inexpensive, too.
Yeah. A lot of cosmetic surgery gets done there.
Medical tourism.
God bless Regis. I didn't even know that. But I stopped watching the news stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was with Ford. It'll take a toll on you, buddy.
The prices haven't doubled, too.
I have not seen her forever. I saw her the one time I interviewed her, and I haven't seen her since. Diabetes. There is a lot of diabetes out here. The food out here is really carb heavy, sugar heavy, and a lot of overweight people, including me. Okay, so you get an echo. I don't know what to do about that.
Beautiful city, but very expensive, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to rent. I'd say anywhere from $200 to $400 some point.
Yeah. You're going to get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So we pay $400 here.
But nothing better than what we got.
My friend just rented for a place, a 2-bedroom, kind of downtown-ish, very modern. He's paying $600.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But you get what you pay for. I mean, I look at it and go, well, that's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2-bedroom, it's truly modern, it's got all this, it's all contemporary. So I just stand by that. You can rent a place for $200, but it's going to be older and funkier and more bugs, and, you know, less amenities and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of houses for rent here too.
A lot of houses for rent, yeah. And what's his name? Ned from Philippine Dreams. He's been looking for a house for over a year, and he keeps doing videos about his house hunt.
My friend Martin had a beautiful one down right on the beach, but he's paying $600 a month. It's a beautiful, it's like a little mansion, really nice.
Yeah,
Right on the ocean.
If you step up and you're doing $600, $700, $800 a month, you can get really, really top of stuff. Hey, prankster. Yeah, that's another good way to go. Hey, Kevin, I'm getting behind the gun. Okay.
Wow. Diane Ed.
That's a high bar. Yeah. Where would you rather be?
Yeah, where would you rather be?
Would you rather be here or there? Hey, Joshua. Let me try to catch up on some of these. We're going to have to bug out in about 10 more minutes, kids. So I'll just go through the comments. My
I know
knowledge.
of, no.
Paperwork and fees. See, that's sometimes you have private conversations. So, into that.
Boring, huh?
Chicken, beef, pork. Yeah, the beef's
Chicken's
not too
number
good.
one. Yeah, chicken's number one. Beef's terrible.
Beef's terrible. Pork number two. But chicken, mostly chicken.
Just so I use my regular driver's license, and nobody's ever asked for my license since I've been here. You can't get one. It's a bit of an ordeal. You can get a driver's license once you've been here for 6 months. You have to get a fixer for that. Well, you need a passport.
If you leave your country, go to another country, you need a passport. Yeah, I have a friend of mine that moved there. And that's one of those places I want to go look at.
Yeah, I want to go there too.
It's not that far. Good morning, Gutty. Yeah, it's still raining outside. I hope I can make my appointments.
Thornton, that's my last name, Thornton. I'm Mark Thornton. They were related.
The bracelet's going to attract 10 feet. Well, is the bracelet, welded onto you? I mean, can you not take it off? Put it on a dog or something? What's up? Money, so you're doing the rules. Okay, scam. Okay, pick one of them. Well, good on you.
Yes, she is. She's coming over here today, as a matter of fact. Morning.
All right, kids. We're going to do this for about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. Yeah, I remember. I heard about that. But then again, everything was cheaper. It's all relative. Huh?
We're printing trillions of dollars out of thin air, so that's why all the currencies are going down.
Thanks for the input, David. Good. That's great. I like it when guys have got, 20-year relationships for Filipinos.
There's a lot of guys I meet that are really happy, for a long time with their Filipino wives and girlfriends.
I love that. Hey, Peter.
Been in Australia many times. Great country.
All you got to do is request. She'll do it for you. That would be a good song for her. Well, I guess you go to a doctor.
If you're careful, you don't do that. It depends on who you're with, So.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
When you get your STD?
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Good morning, Paul Monterey. Do you really keep up the good work? I'm Alberta, Canada. Thanks for coming
I
along.
like Canada.
That's true.
They're not so much bailing. I think some of them have to go home like our friend does, and they just can't get back in. They have to do their taxes like the other guy said, and they can't get back in. I don't think they're bailing on the Philippines. And I've got no reason. I mean, things are way better here than back in where I live, California. Way better. My brother lives in Minnesota, better here. My mother lives in Kentucky, way better here.
Yeah, I think that there are some places that'll take credit cards and debit cards, but again, it's kind of like you got to pick and choose. All we know is Dumagetti.
Yeah.
So Dumagetti, no.
I went to a nice resort in Bohol where the girl had too. They wouldn't take credit cards. Catch them.
Yeah, that was a big surprise when I went to.
And sometimes ATMs, you can't find an ATM either. That's another problem.
So you kind of have to have
and
a
out.
safe place to hide your cash on your person.
Money bill.
Thanks, Joe. We appreciate you.
Yeah, there are. My girlfriend's got, 2 years of college and she's gonna eventually get more. So yeah, there are.
A lot of
There's
girls.
doctors here, there's nurses here.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there's quite a few medical schools here.
A lot of
Yeah.
very intelligent women.
Yeah, very intelligent.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Not all of us make it this far. All right, kids, we're gonna wrap it up. If I missed you, it's all my fault. Let me go back. Thank you very much, Ranger. We will enjoy a beer on you. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We got coffee, Mike. How you like that?
Wow.
Nice, huh? Let's see. I think I missed a bunch of comments.
I've had three spills on my motorbike.
Yeah.
But I'm better now. I mean, one was I wasn't used to it. Another time it was a rock I didn't see, but yeah, it happens.
Everybody likes your motorcycle
Thank
story,
you,
man.
thank you.
I think I missed a whole patch of people here. Liter of gas is,
Like 43 pesos a liter,
yeah, something like that.
a little less than $1. I do. I miss my car. I had a Infiniti FX45 that I bought brand new and had for 10 years and loved it, and I miss it. Yeah, but I couldn't drive it here on these roads. I'd be going 2 miles an hour. So it
Yes.
just wouldn't be practical to have it here.
There's guys running around in $60,000, $70,000 cars out
Yeah, there are. You see them.
here. I spent $1,600 on my bike, brand new, and the insurance is.
Comes with the registration.
Yeah,
so I don't even know what it is.
it's not even. Pretty much everything gets settled right there, right now. In other words, if him and I were to hit each other, we're not going to sue one another and put an insurance claim in. He's going to go get an estimate if I'm at fault, and I just give him the money.
We'll work it out.
Good morning, dear. How old are you, dear sir? I'm 65, and
I'm 65 too.
there you go. Very carefully.
It works really well, surprisingly well. It's almost like, blood going through arteries. You see very few collisions. All the cars go at the same time, trucks, everything. There's no like left first, right first, whatever. It's just you all go through there and it works out perfectly. It's like people walking. You're going slow and it's way better. It's actually way better than traffic lights.
Yeah.
Traffic lights create congestion. The way they do it here, there's no congestion. You're never stuck in traffic. It's always moving.
Yeah.
I
have a little trick where I kind of like shadow if it's a car in front of
do
me.
that too.
I just get to the right of him, and he's my blocker.
Yeah.
We buzz through, and he's my protection. Because I can see to the right, and over to the left, and because I don't know what's going on because of obstructions.
Yeah.
So I just shadow a car if I can, and I shadow other bikes.
Yeah.
Because if there's a Filipino going through the intersection, he or she knows a lot better than I do because they've been doing it since they were 3 years old.
Go through groups.
And you just go with them. So he's right. The artery, blood. You like a red blood cell going through an artery.
It just keeps moving.
It has a life of its own out here.
Yeah.
Trikes. Let's see. Can you use trikes? That's been $100 plus 1,000 plus on a bike. Yeah, trikes are available. That's a good question. May and I took a trike day before yesterday for the first time in a long time, and they used to be 8 pesos a ride. and then they went to 10 pesos, and now they're 20 pesos.
And they're horrible to ride. I hate them.
Yeah, but they're great when
So
you need
slow,
one.
yeah.
I mean, we just needed a ride from the boulevard back to Kimco to pick up the bike,
Yeah.
and we didn't feel like walking. It was hot.
You can find them. They're so easy to get. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't get away.
There's too many of them. But
Even I've got them at 3 o'clock in the morning.
you can use them. I find them to be really uncomfortable, but again, I think they're lifesavers. Or if you've gone out for the evening and you've had a little too much adult beverages, it's a smart thing.
Smart
Because
thing
you
to
can
do.
give the guy the equivalent of $5, maybe, to go from all the way down to all the way up here. Depends on the guy.
Yeah.
But I haven't had them. Okay.
It's funny. White dog.
Thank you, white dog. Okay, we already been. I think I did.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, kids. Oh man, Phil Care, I think is 17,000 pesos for me. I don't have it. I just bought it for May, and it was 3,600 for her to get full coverage. The nice thing about Phil Health is I don't know about the reimbursement or the money. Again, the medications are usually more expensive than all of that, but it's kind of like your golden ticket. So if you've got a Phil Health card in your pocket, if you don't have any cash on you, they will put you into a hospital.
They'll treat you.
They'll treat you. Yeah. So if I broke a leg, I'm laying in a hallway, and I don't have any cash, and I don't have a Phil Health card, I'm going to lay there until somebody shows up with the
They will not treat you unless you have cash.
No. But the Phil Health card is your ticket in.
Every Man Has a Story. Is the name of my channel. Every Man Has a Story.
Let's see. All right, kids, I'm just trying to catch up on this, then we got to go. I don't know. I know Thailand. I was in Thailand twice, and I went into a hospital there once, and it was just state of the art.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big one. It wasn't like the famous ones. Yes, I will. We are safe. Safer here than at home.
We are. Way safer.
Your channel make a month at this point.
For me, it's like, I think it's 35 cents for the month so far.
You paid 35 cents?
I think so. But I got the taxes on that. And then there's the fees. I don't know.
Let's see. May made $98, and I made a few $100. Primarily, if people watch the ads, is where you're supposed to get your money. The big money, if you want to call it that, on YouTube is not my channel or his channel. It's all the side stuff that you do. So people will have a Patreon account, and that's where you have separate videos. People will do consulting for $35 or $50 an hour. They sell merchandise, and then and you can get sponsored, like the Filipina Cupid sent me an email and said, hey, if you want to put this link on your channel, every time somebody clicks on it, we'll pay you. And I declined that. And the same thing with Airbnb or any other merchandise that's related to travel. You can put a link on there and send people to it. But I don't do my channel for the money. I just kind of do it for my own video diary, and it's a hobby. May, on the other hand, it's going to be her income stream. So once she gets cooking, we just got her set up with PayPal, and we're going to get her set up. Once she gets a little better equipment and stuff like that, we'll do the Patreon. But there's not big money in the AdSense. No, I don't. I don't know about him,
No.
but I just.
You actually have to pay if you go to the hospital. You got to pay for the dead body before they even take the body. It's a price. And yeah.
I'll answer that. I got burnt out on it. By the first year, I was excited. It's like, oh, there's a Fiesta. Ooh, there's this. Ooh, there's that. And by year two, it was like, oh no, not another Fiesta. The reason why is that for me is if you've been to one, you've been to all of them, and the food's the same, the music's the same, the gathering's the same. So a Fiesta is pretty much a reason for everybody just to get together and eat and drink and take the day off, which I fully support. But as far as me attending, they don't turn me on. I don't like the. I don't like. I don't like crowds. You know, so they have the big festival,
Especially now.
Bureaucracy or whatever it's called, that big thing downtown. I went to that once. It was like, get out of here. It's just stinky and dusty and crowded and sweaty, and you know, there's nothing. There was just nothing there for me. If I was 21 years old or 25, it would be fun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, somewhat. Got to tighten the belt a little bit. However, when I moved here, it was down to like 46 or 47 2 years ago. And I was just ecstatic when it hit 50. And then it got to like 53.
Yeah,
and there were guys talking about going to 60. But of course, that never happened.
That's because they printed it $4 trillion. That's what happened.
Yeah. So the peso's gotten strong and the dollar's gotten weaker. And that's just, you've got to roll with it. Any change in your monthly budget? I understand quarantine these budgets right now aren't the most accurate. Areas cheaper or pricier. I owe you guys a budget video, and I want to do one, but I don't have enough data. In other words, I haven't got my aircon bill here. I know what the water is going to cost. I know what my rent is. During the quarantine, I think I've mentioned it either in a video or a live stream or both. I saved money during the quarantine because we didn't go anywhere. We bought food and we stayed at home. And when we did go somewhere, it was free. We just go for like a motorcycle ride to somebody caught us and sent us home. But now we're getting out and about a little bit more. And like I spent 12,000 pesos day before yesterday, but I had to go to Phil Health for May. I had to get the scooter work done, and I had to go to immigration, and it was the big one at immigration. So I paid 8,000 there. So it was it was 12,000. I actually came home with 20 pesos in my pocket. I just barely made it.
I don't know yet.
Don't know here. Last place I was at ran between $65 and $100.
Yeah, electricity's high here.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Expensive. So we've got efficient aircon and fans. Sometimes May and I make a mistake and we leave the air on and fall asleep. It runs all night, so God only knows. I don't know. But what I can do here, if I'm cognizant, is turn the air on for 30 minutes at night and just cool the place down, leave the fan on, turn off the air. Where at the old place, I'd have to have the air going.
Here you got a timer.
Yeah, yeah.
You set it to run for 3 hours and turn off automatically.
I don't know how to work that.
I'll show you. It's real easy. It's so easy.
Yeah, easy for you. Stuck in Texas. Well, join the team. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Curtis. We can just kill that with one blanket comment. Absolutely. We will say hi to baby May. She's hiding somewhere. Hey Zane, how you doing, man? Nice to see you.
Love Oregon. Beautiful state.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. All right, kids, we're gonna bail out. If I miss you, it's by mistake. But this thing's been jumping on me a little bit, or I've been making it jump, probably. I did not. No, I know what you're talking about. No, I didn't. Hey, China Dave. All right, I'm just going to try to crunch through these. I think that's what it is. Okay, well, I don't give advice, but I'll tell you what I did. When I came into the Philippines, I had my passport. You don't need like health shots or anything like that, but you need what's called a throwaway ticket. And so if you're planning on staying here more than 30 days, you need what's called a throwaway ticket or an onward ticket. And what that means is the Philippines will allow you to come in and stay for 29 days or 30 days? 29?
It's 29, yeah.
29 days. All right. So you're allowed to stay here for 29 days, and then you got to leave. So you spend $700 buying a one-way ticket into the Philippines, and then you spend $50, if you want to call it that.
I paid 12.
Yeah, but I ballpark everybody high. $50, $12, whatever the number is, buying a ticket 2 weeks into your trip here to, say, Singapore. And you never go to Singapore. But at the ticket counter of the airlines, they will check you're flying into the Philippines. They want to see that you're going to exit the country prior to 29 days. I hope that made sense. So what I did was I made a ticket like 2 weeks in that I was leaving the Philippines. And then once you're here, and you just throw that ticket away or go away. Well, I hope your job situation straightens out, buddy. And I hope all of you guys can make it out here. There you go. Thanks, Darren. Thanks for everything you do, buddy. We really appreciate you. All right, I'm just going to screen through these, and then we're going to bail. I play golf, but I haven't played here because it's actually very expensive. Like
I'm saving it for my old age.
We've had like 3 last week, but they haven't lasted for more than 30 minutes. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Fine.
Works for me. Okay, I'll leave that up for a minute. You guys are having a conversation. And thank you for coming along, buddy. So I know I didn't get to everybody here, but I apologize. That's it. All right, kids. That's it from Paul and Mark. We thank you for coming along. It's a rainy day morning. We thought we'd come out and chat with you. And make sure you check out his channel. And I will put a link on this. It's going to take about 30 minutes or so for it to process. And then I can put a link to Every Man Has a Story. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming by to see the old dog today.